Am I supposed to leave Robinhood? What's up, guys? It's Darren Jackson. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you're having an amazing day so far. And the other day while I was doing my stock research on YouTube University, I noticed that a lot of people are leaving Robinhood. Like a lot of people. Like, seems like almost everybody I know is leaving Robinhood. And I guess the first question I thought of that's definitely naive is why? More so why now? And I did a little bit of research. Honestly, it didn't take a lot of digging to figure out what's been going on with Robinhood. Honestly, because it really hasn't affected me personally, but doesn't mean it won't ever. So in this video, we're gonna talk about a lot of the things that's been going on with Robinhood and maybe go over the reasons why you should leave, maybe even some reasons why you should stay. And if you decide to leave, maybe we can talk about some alternatives that you could invest in and just kind of go from there. So if you guys don't remember, we're kind of currently going through this pandemic, and especially throughout the beginning of the year, it made the stock market ridiculously volatile, especially in March. Back in March, I believe Dow had some of the most volatile moments of all time, dropping a couple hundred points one day, dropping over 400 points another day. It was ridiculous, and it was a great opportunity for a lot of investors to either do options trading on specific stocks, or for long-term investors or even short-term investors to buy some highly discounted, Black Friday type stocks, but they couldn't. And the reason why they couldn't is because Robinhood decided that it was going to be disabled, not once, not twice, but I believe 3 times within that small period of time. And the reason why they say that happened is because they experienced a high amount of trading and a high amount of people signing up due to this volatility within the stock market. Now, that we'll get back to pretty shortly. But in more recent news, what's also happened is that over 2,000 people within the past couple of weeks have had their Robinhood accounts hacked. They kind of don't blame themselves because it was a lot of people's email addresses that were hacked, but it's their real email addresses that they have connected to their Robinhood account. So Robinhood has a decent amount of blame for that. And when that happened, there were a lot of customers who had their cash balances dwindle because stocks were being purchased beyond their behalf, stocks were being sold beyond their behalf. Pretty much things within their portfolio were done without their permission, and a lot of money was ultimately being taken away, and that's a lot of no-no. So again, this personally hasn't happened to me, but again, that's a lot of naive thought, because just because something hasn't happened to me doesn't mean it won't happen to me. So my thought process on this has been interesting as far as, should I personally leave Robinhood? And if I did, where would I go? Now, going down the list as far as the big negatives on why you should leave, summarizing these news, is the reliability, for one, of Robinhood. It seems to be lacking a little bit. Now, you can give them the excuse that Robinhood is a fairly new brokerage app in comparison to a lot of other apps like TD Ameritrade and E-Trade, maybe even Charles Schwab, because I believe it was founded in 2013 and it didn't go live until 2015. So you're talking a 5-year-old brokerage company that is meant to make mistakes and is meant to learn from them. However, being in something like brokerage and dealing with people's money, the amount of mistakes you can make is so mild. I mean, personally, back in the day, there was a lot of friends I had that I was concerned about letting them borrow $5 because I was pretty sure I wasn't gonna get it back. So why would I wanna let a company hold on to, personally, my almost $3,000 portfolio, which could eventually be worth more, and hope that I get it back? Because the same thing that happened to 2,000 people could have happened to me. So reliability is pretty low, and them being a young company doesn't seem to be a fair excuse. And the fact that why their system shut down multiple times because of the volatility of it all doesn't seem to be a fair excuse either. Now, I get that these external situations that can result in a huge volatile stock market don't happen a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure in my lifetime, the only other time it's happened is with the mortgage crisis back in 2008. But you would think that brokerage apps would be prepped for stuff like this and not be in a position to where their servers or their back information crashes because of this activity. That's something that we don't want to have to think about potentially happening again. That could definitely impact us making hundreds to even thousands of dollars, especially if you're an options trader. But the other reason, that's probably the most important reason why I would say you may not want to continue to invest with Robinhood, is just think about this. So no matter what brokerage app or item or app or any type of thing that you use, eventually something's going to happen to it. Eventually you're going to have problems with it, and you want those problems fixed, no matter how big or small they are. And that's why you call customer service, or you get in contact with customer service and they fix it. Robinhood doesn't have a phone line customer service. As big of a brokerage app as they are, they don't even have one home location within the US that can pick up the phone 24/7 to help other people out with their financial issues, let alone. Now, they do have a customer service that you can reach via email, but I mean, for one, you're having to make sure that your email actually goes through. It goes through the right email address and they actually read it and they respond. That could take a long period of time. Now, I've only used customer service once, and that was back when Apple had their stock split, and I just wanted to make sure my fractional shares were gonna split with my whole shares, and they responded the next day. But I'm pretty sure that was because that question was a huge popular question during that period of time. But what if you have a question that only concerns you and maybe a couple of other people that have a similar portfolio style as you with a similar issue as you? Who knows when they're gonna respond? And people say time is money. You may need an answer quickly, or it's gonna cost you a lot of money. And not having a phone line for customer service for arguably the most popular brokerage app in the US, it's a little crazy. Now, I say that to say that I feel like it's beneficial if you leave, especially from one, if you were one of the people that was hacked, and two, if you potentially lost a lot of money due to the options trading or any other situation back in March, especially because the only thing they could do for those people was offer them 3 free months of Morningstar and NASDAQ. That may not be the equivalent of the amount of money you potentially lost because you couldn't play those small positions. I would personally leave. If you have a lot of money within Robinhood, you may want to leave as well. That's just my personal opinion. Plus, you don't want to keep a lot of money in one brokerage app, especially because you're only insured, I think, maybe $500,000, which is really significant. But especially with everything that's going on, even less than that may feel like too much. And if you're thinking about leaving, I'll definitely do some more research on what the best alternatives are. If you guys would like another video on that, make sure you leave a comment below. But at least for me personally, the only other brokerage apps I've used or currently using are Acorns, which is more of a long-term investing. It's not a lot of action. So if you like the day-to-day action, that may not be the one for you. M1 Finance, which the trading window for that isn't as exciting. TD Ameritrade, which I haven't used, but I heard a lot of people love it. Same thing with Fidelity. And Webull, which I have used, honestly, to take advantage of some free stocks back when I opened. But it's definitely, at least in my opinion, from what I know, the most comparable solution to Robinhood. It's day-to-day just like Robinhood, and you can even treat your portfolio as long-term as long as you know what you're doing, just like Robinhood. But that's just from what I know. Now, the reasons you may want to stay is, honestly, if you don't have a lot of funds in your portfolio, you may be more prone to staying. And if the situations that I talked about haven't happened to you, you also may be more prone to staying, which again can be a little naive, because just because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it necessarily won't. But I think the biggest thing that Robinhood has over a lot of other brokerages is that, for one, it's commission free. You don't get charged over trades. And two, if you're a beginner, this brokerage has probably the best interface for beginners. It gives you the information in a simplistic manner, whether you want the day-to-day information or your all-time info. It gives you details on each particular stock and the news if there's anything updated for each particular company or ETF that may alter or explain why the price is where it is. I think it's a great brokerage app for that. Now, with all that being said, again, very naive, but at the moment, I'm not rushing to leave my Robinhood brokerage app. But believe that I am looking right now. My top option at the moment is Webull, but I'm definitely doing research on other brokerage apps, even if that means paying a commission. It depends on what that commission is and if it's just worth it at the end of the day. And if I can call somebody if I have problems, so we'll see about that. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this video. Is there anything you want me to explain further? Again, like how you would go about making a transfer if you decide to leave Robinhood, some preferred Robinhood alternatives, just anything that you may have a question of. And if you guys like that question, I could definitely make a video about that, because this is definitely a big topic. We're talking about the security of your money. So just let me know, and I hope you check out these other videos as well. Hopefully they help you on your investing journey as they have in mine. I appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, take care.